The driving force behind higher criticism was actually the Enlightenment assumption that the supernatural is impossible. And of course, the Enlightenment actually movement was where we begin to get a stripping away of the church's role within the state. By the 1900s, higher criticism had successfully colonized major Protestant seminaries in Europe and America, so they had begun to even take over the seminaries at this point. Or were we beginning to lose a lot of that really solid teaching that we actually had? We then have the rise of textual criticism. Now, of course, textual criticism is looking at the text itself. So before the 18th century, textual scholars generally operated under the assumption that the received text, or the textus receptus, was essentially a stable and reliable text. So it basically, you just assumed it. Well, we then have the rise of textual criticism, where they began to examine the text and began to examine the evidence behind the text. The most significant institution, this institutional shift in textual criticism occurred in the 1881 publication of the Greek New Testament by Brooke Foss Westcott and Fenton Hort. So Westcott and Hort. And that is actually the Nestle Allen 28 edition is one of the primary Greek Bibles I use because of the textual criticism in there. Now, in most cases, I would say, if you're not really highly understand textual criticism, use the majority text, because the majority text by far is more correct. There's a few problems with it, but by far it's more accurate. Where the textual criticism of the Nestle Allen edition is far superior to the textual criticism in the majority text.